interaction. Okay, third. Second is not interaction, third is interaction, right? Okay, whichever. Okay, one is interaction, the other one structured. Well, third is structured. Okay, fourth. Behavioral. Okay, so this one comes under behavioral. Okay, this one can be interaction as well, but more to behavioral. Okay, so let's look at sequence diagram. Okay, interaction scenarios shows an interaction between lifelines. Okay, you need to know what is lifeline. Every object in that sequence diagram, every object will have lifeline. Can you tell me why object has lifeline? You all learn programming, right? You have learned the basic object-oriented programming, maybe the Java, the language Java. So now tell me, what is lifeline of every object? Why every object has a lifeline? Anyone? Recall back your programming knowledge. You've taken last semester, right? Not this semester. So why an object has a lifeline? Anyone? Why an object has a lifeline? An object can be created? Can or not? An object can be created? Okay? An object can be updated? An object can be deleted? Yes, destroyed. An object can be destroyed. So, object, okay, can be alive, can die. So, that's why object has a lifeline. So, you need to show in this diagram. This diagram quite complicated compared to all the other diagrams. Because you need to show the lifeline when the object is active, when the object is deactivated. Okay, when the object is no more. So, you need to show all this in this diagram. So, it's like, considering a lot of things. So, more complicated. Okay. Okay, next. Can be drawn at different levels of detail. Yeah, you can go detail and detail, just like DFT. Do you know that DFT got so many levels? DFT level 1, DFT level 2, level 3, but no one learn until level 2. No one go until level 2, 3 when you are studying. Maybe in future when you work, your company asks you to go for next level. But then here, we only teach level 1, maybe level 2. Or just level 1. Stop at level 1. So DFT level 0 is context diagram. Okay? So same thing. For this sequence diagram can go to many levels. Okay? Typically used to represent the detailed object interaction. So we want to show how one object interact with another object. But the thing is, if I just show you how the class are related, one class linked to another class, it's a class diagram. Then you may ask, miss, class diagram already show the relationship. Why we need sequence diagram? Here, got a few more extra things. You consider one function only, one function. Just take that one function, you come out with one sequence diagram. In that one sequence diagram, you show how the behavior of the object changes when the function is performed. You show all the objects involved in that function. When one function is performed, what are the objects involved? Maybe registration object is involved. Maybe the customer or student object is involved. Maybe the camp, registering for a camp or event. So event object is involved. So you can have like more than one object involved when one function is performed. So what happened? You need to show how these objects are actually, behavior. Okay, or behave. How these objects are behaving when the function is performed. You also consider who going to perform the function. So you also will show the actor. You will show the actor. You will show all the objects and how the actor communicate with the object and how these objects communicate with each other when you perform that one function. That's so detailed, right? Very detailed. So that's all about sequence diagram. And another very bad thing about sequence diagram, too many concepts you need to study. There are too many things you can show in one sequence diagram. It is not simple as the other diagrams. It is quite complicated. So that's why we have separated it under specification. So when you want to draw sequence diagram, it comes under specification because you need a lot of information. You understand, Amma? Okay, so we're going to look at it. Okay, yeah, vertical dimension show time. Vertical dimension show the time. Okay, objects or subsystem involved in interaction appear horizontally. So one object next next object, next object. So horizontally. Okay. Messages are shown by a solid horizontal arrow. Solid horizontal arrow. Solid horizontal arrow. Okay. The execution or activation of the object operation is shown by a rectangle. You have one object. You have one object. You have the lifeline. But the object activated means on the lifeline you will draw a rectangle. You will draw a rectangle. Of course, I'm going to show you the diagram. This is just introduction. Okay. Okay. Now explain to you again. This is the sequence diagram for one function. What is the function? Who can guess? Master, you want to go back early, right? Already in holiday mood. I really appreciate all of you for coming to class today. I know, like last time myself also, we will be waiting for Monday holiday. When you have Monday holiday, we try to skip the Friday class. At least we can have long weekend or long holiday. The problem is, myself, I stay, I born, I stay, I grow up, everything. You know, I studied all in KL. I've never gone out of KL. My life, everything is in KL. So I got no chance to, balik kampung or balik from the university. My sisters all studied in USM, different universities, Terengganu. So they all myself I studied in UN. So I stay nearby. I always be with my parents until now. Okay? So I got no chance like y'all to go back. So I can understand your feeling. I have seen my friends always wait, they always carry the bag, attend the last class, wait for the class to finish and balik. So you guys still managed to come for the class, still came for my class. So good of you. Okay, so I appreciate, I will let you go. But I want some response. I feel like I'm talking myself this semester. I'm only teaching this course. And I feel very, very lonely in my class. Because I ask, I answer. I talk to myself. Oh, very bad. Like online class. Not comparing, don't misunderstand. I don't compare. I just want to tell you, the previous semester, I had a very small group. Before that, the long group, the short semester, but another big group, very active, terribly active. Now they are doing FYP under me. They were very, very active. So I feel like very lonely. You guys are, of course, I know, talking for 2 hours sometimes can make your ears bleeding. I understand. I have gone through your life as well, student life. But the problem is, when you are listening, I feel now when you are listening, you get better understanding compared to you read yourself. Am I right? So it's actually good for you. When you attend the lecture, listen, it's better understanding compared to you read and memorize yourself. I cannot promise you the understanding when you are reading yourself. So I want some attention and I want some participation. Try to at least answer whatever you feel. Some of you can answer. I can see your mouth is moving, your lips are moving, but you are so shy to say it out. Right or wrong, everyone is learning, so no worries. Okay? So please be like active in class. Okay? Okay, now recall back what I was telling just now. Okay? Okay, what is the function? One sequence diagram is drawn for one function. So your use case diagram, right? You have so many use cases, right? One use case, you can draw one sequence diagram. If you have 5 use cases in one diagram, you can get 5 sequence diagram. Can you understand? So more sequence diagram need to be drawn. So we don't draw sequence diagram for every use case. We pick some important one only. Okay, now tell me, what is the function that this use case, this sequence diagram for? For what function? What's the function? What's the function? Add new advertisement, okay, to a campaign. So you are adding a new advert to a campaign. You are adding a new advert to a campaign. Okay? So that is the function for this use case. So the whole use case explains how a new advert is added to a campaign. This whole use case, this whole sequence diagram explains how a new advert is added to the campaign or to a campaign. Okay? So now, who is the person can add the advert? Campaign manager. Who perform the function? To be easier, who perform the function? Campaign manager. What are the objects involved? What are the classes involved from your class diagram? What are the classes involved when you add an advert to a campaign, so there are three classes involved: client, campaign, advert. Okay, client, campaign, advert. And who perform the function? Campaign manager. Okay, so when you try to add an advert to a campaign, what are the steps? What are the steps? Okay, this is the first step. Then when you carry out this step, is there any response? When you carry out the step, what is the response? So you show all the steps in a horizontal line. Horizontal lines are the steps you carry out. The actor carry out to perform the function. And which object involved? When this line reach this object, meaning this object involved. So this object is activated. This object is activated during this function or this step. So activated means you must draw using rectangle. And otherwise this object is there but not doing anything. But this time activated, then become deactivated, activated again, then deactivated again. The dot line is lifeline. Okay, the dot line is lifeline. It is there, the object is there. Activated means it involved in that step. Involved means rectangle. Not involved means no rectangle. Then did you notice one more thing? Loop. You will see all the if else selection loop like in your programming. So that's why I say more information can be shown here. So this diagram is under specification, not under analysis. It is under specification. You put in more details. You can only do this after you've done certain part of your document. You understand or not? Okay. So anything else I miss out? This is the boundary, the frame. The frame, label. Okay. So you should have the frame. Okay. To cover. And all this for only one function. Only for one function. Add a new advert. These are the objects. Client, campaign, advert. Object come from classes. So these are the classes. Okay. Then this is the lifeline. This is the lifeline for each object. And then if this, like this, what do you understand? This now got no object. No object, suddenly you see another object over here. What is the meaning? What is the meaning? You don't see any object over here, but suddenly at the bottom here you got another object. New add. So what's the meaning? A new object is created at the end. So you see, add a new advert one. So at the end a new object is added. A new object is created. You understand? Now it's too early for me to explain the steps and the loop. I will go one by one later. So now you need to understand the meaning of each symbol, each notation. You need to understand the symbols, the notation. Can come out in exam? Yes. Out of 4 diagrams, any diagram can come out for final exam. Use case, class diagram, state chart diagram, sequence diagram. 4 diagrams, any diagram can come out for the exam. I don't ask context diagram, ERD diagram, DFD diagram because I myself have taught students in other courses. So I skip them. All of you have taken these courses. Database I got teach ERD last time, even last semester. So I skip. So DFD and DFD context or the decision table or whatever, we have studied in other courses, the basic courses. So we don't duplicate, we don't ask again. So I try to focus on object oriented. Okay? So you know what will be coming out in final exam, especially for diagrams. Okay, focus on these 4 diagrams. Okay, you come for my final class, I do revision. I can even tell you which diagram not to revise. Focus on only 3 diagrams. But you want to know that, you have to come for my final class. Okay? Okay, so now proceed. Okay, so you see, interaction. You know what is iteration, right? Iteration means loop. Loop, for loop, while loop, do while loop, all the loop, any loop. Okay? So iteration is represented by combined fragment. You have a rectangle to show the loop. You have a rectangle to show the loop, and this is the loop. You can even put the condition, the initial value, and also the increment or decrement over here. If you want to put in detail, you can put it here. So you can show this loop, okay, how many times, for what. So you can put the definition over here. Okay? The loop combined fragment only executes if the cut condition is true. You know, right? Loop only executed when the condition is true. Met. Okay? Then object creation is shown. Yeah, object creation. Object creation is shown like this. which point, So it is created. Okay. Okay, then a synchronous means at the same time. Message or procedural call is shown with a full arrowhead, causes the invoking of operation suspend execution until the focus of the control has been written to it. Okay, this is the meaning. Sorry. Okay, this is the meaning, this line. Okay, this one is activating the object. This line is activating the object. Can you see that? Interaction. This is called interaction constraint. Okay, so here you can see this line is actually activating the object. Okay, activating the object. Okay, so that is synchronous message or activation line. You can call anything. Okay, so now you have every object. This one we go one by one. Okay, you have the name of the function. Then here you have the object 1, object 2. Then you have the lifeline over here, the lifeline. Okay, when the object is active, you show the rectangle. So this is the start of execution, this is the end of execution. Meaning this object is activated here and then deactivated here. So it is responding over here. So message reply showing return of control. So dot line is returning the control. Return the control back to this. So now at the end, this object deactivated and it passed the control over this object. Now this one will become active again. So this object take over the control, this one no control anymore. So deactivated. This is the meaning lah. Telling you one by one, then later you can put it in one diagram. Okay? Clear? So the message will be written here. Okay, what is actually done by this? What action or what step actually activated this object? Okay? Anything else? I think done. So what you notice, when this object is activated, why this object is also still active? Why not end here? Why not end here? This activation passed to this ready write. Then this starts. Why not I just break it here? Why I need to continue and then when reply is here? So meaning this object is staying active. When sending message and receiving response, it is still active. This object still alive, still active. You understand or not? So that's the meaning. Okay? Most use case imply at least one boundary object that manages dialog. Okay? So the control object is represented by the lifeline. I already explained. Entity classes represent the layer with map of data access layer classes. Okay, so here, what is new thing I need to explain? Okay, what happened, when the campaign manager gave the name of the client, who is the client would like to search for the campaign. Okay, then based on the client, this campaign manager try to get all the list of the campaigns. So he is trying to get the list of campaign. List of campaign cannot be just one campaign, right? It's going to be more than one campaign. So here comes your loop. So it will check for this client, can you display from the campaign number 1 in the list until the last campaign in the list. So the loop here trying to read all the campaigns under this client in the list. So that's why there is a loop. So while client still active because the client is reading all the campaign. So getting campaign list from where? From the campaign object. So getting all the campaigns before the loop ended. So reading all the campaign. Okay? Why got no response line? Why got no response? By right, finished reading all the campaign, must return right. Why didn't return? Who can tell? You have learned the sequence diagram before? No. So why no return? I explained. No need to show. Response line is optional. When the activation ended, if you don't show, it is understood, end of the line, response is written. So no need to draw. Optional. You want to draw, it's not wrong. You don't draw also, it's not wrong. Optional. Response line is always optional. You understand or not? So end of the activation, we understood, it is already written. Clear? Okay, continue. Then got ready all the campaign for this client. Got all the campaign for this client, whoever the name is. Okay, now check the campaign budget. You already have a list of campaign now. You already read a list of campaign, more than one campaign. Assume. So every campaign, you want to know what is the budget. So for all the campaign in the list, all the campaign, you are trying to get the cost. You are trying to get the cost of the advertisement. So you are reading all the costs, okay, one by one. After reading, return. So now you already find out all the campaigns for this client. Every campaign you already find the cost. So this is the meaning here. So check the campaign budget. Can you see that? Because every campaign can have many advertisements. Every advertisement will have its own cost. So that's why you see every campaign you try to get the cost. Can have any number of advertisements. So try to get all the costs and return. So every campaign, read all the costs and return. So the total of the cost is all the costs. Okay? Understand or not? Understand? Okay, what number? 40. I stop here. Okay, slide number 40, I stop. Okay? So now tell me, replacement class you prefer tonight or Tuesday night or any other day next week? I'm so sorry, I was having very bad sore throat, no voice. So no point I come, I cannot really teach because no voice. So that's why I cancel classes for 2 days until I recover fully. Okay, doctor asked me to stay because if I go it will become worse.